So Max, if there's something out there, I mean, in your golf game, it can be anything that's going on. Like, what is there something there that kind of holds you back from getting more speed that you feel like?
In the past, I've kind of thought that physical strength was a little bit of a setback for me, but I look at a lot of guys at the tour level and I don't see myself really behind them in terms of build or strength or anything like that. So I think kind of what we're gonna do today and learning how to use the ground and how my swing wants to create speed and maximizing that's just what I need to do.
So let's talk a little bit more, getting a little more specific into like speed and power in the golf swing.
Yeah.
Do you feel like right now that speed and power, power off the tee, those kind of things are one of your biggest strengths? Do you feel like that's somewhere where you have some to gain, or how would you talk about that?
It's become stronger for me in the past few years. Kind of in junior golf, I was towards the middle or lower end of the pack in terms of distance off the tee. I gained quite a bit of speed my freshman and sophomore year of school, and I feel like right now I'm probably in kind of the middle of the pack for college golf. I'm just excited to see some numbers and some data and learn how I can generate some more speed.
Yeah, cool. So on the physical side, now I know you have you work out, with your trainer on your college team.
Yep.
How much have you looked into that side? Like, how much have you done with like assessments physically? Have you looked at a lot of the different things and the like supporting side of all of this?
Until the last couple of years, not a ton, but I learned a little bit how important the body's connection to the golf swing is, to being consistent and sustainable. So I think I've had a lot more interest in it the past 2 years or so, and I'm very open to learning a lot more about it.
Awesome. Yeah, I think there's a lot there, but we're going to really look today at some of the underlying like functional mobility of your body. We're going to look at strength and power. We're going to see how your body strength-wise is giving you some advantages in creating speed. Maybe if there's some room there that we can look at some areas to target. I think matching up the way your body creates speed and power to the way you're trying to do it in your swing is essential. I think that's probably the most important thing when we look at creating speed and power programs. We have to know, how does your body want to create speed and power? And we make sure that the swing's taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
And then we can look at, and if there's deficiencies there, obviously it's stuff we can work on in the gym and get that going.
Yeah.
But matching those pieces up, I think, is a really big key.
For sure, I agree.
Well, you about ready to get started with all this?
Let's do it.
All right. All right, Max, we just finished up that vertical jump test, and it was a pretty good number at 21.5 inches.
Thanks.
Now, let's take a look at an overview of all three of these. So you've done some of these power things before. Remember what you told me earlier when you're interviewing, how like when you're trying to reach back and hit a little further, what did you do?
I usually make a little bit bigger shoulder turn and then try to get my weight to my left side.
Okay, so I think it's really interesting that the first thing that came to your mind was, I'm going to take a little bit bigger turn to get more power. In your case, your biggest power source is actually your lower body and your legs. So that 21.5 inches vertical jump is actually on the higher end. That's on the top end of like our PGA Tour ranges that we see. Now, turn is more something that we would consider, a part of that like core rotational power that we deal with in the golf swing.
Yeah.
That was actually the number that was on the bottom end for you. So that one was at 18 feet 3 inches with the med ball.
Okay.
Now, that means that, when you're trying to get a little extra, you're actually going from the lowest of the power sources that you have.
Yeah.
And then your upper body was in that like 20 feet 9 inch range. That's again kind of more toward the higher end of what we see on tour.
Okay.
So when you're reaching back to get a little bit more speed, You know, I definitely think that more where it's going to come for you is going to be more probably from your legs and possibly from how you're delivering the club to the ball.
Okay.
So it's just cool to find this stuff out because,
Yeah,
again, it doesn't always match up, right?
Yep.
So we're going to take a look now at some stuff in your actual golf swing and really see how you're taking advantage of these power sources to create as much ball speed as possible.
Great, let's do it.
All right.
That's pretty good too.
All right, Max, so now we've got the data on your swing.
Yep.
We're connecting that up with what we saw in all the physical assessments, some of the things that you were talking about, and I think this is some really cool results.
Okay.
So one of the biggest things that we found is that, you know, the way you're creating lateral force off your trail side, kind of during the backswing, you know, you're not creating nearly enough of that.
Yeah.
And it's also not really happening, you know, on your foot in where we would like to see it.
Okay.
Where do you feel like you're pushing on the ground during your backswing with your trail foot?
Kind of like the back middle area.
Okay. So what we see on the force plates is that a lot of it gets to the outside of that foot,
Okay.
like significantly toward the outside of the foot.
Okay.
And as you're going, kind of starts to push almost up toward the middle or even toward the toes of your foot sometimes.
Okay.
So that's definitely not as efficient as we can get there.
Okay.
I think it's a room for some big improvement.
All right.
We're also going to see that then kind of chain reaction into some of the other things that you do with the way you push on the ground, specifically with vertical force production on your lead side. So we're going to go through two separate little ground force programs. The first one really to focus more on that trail leg in your backswing. So looking a lot more at lateral force production, and then we're going to have another one that's going to look at just trying to make forces bigger and really focus more on how you're pushing with that lead side in transition in the early part of the downswing. Okay? So the first drill we're going to do is called golf skaters. All right? What you're going to do here is you're going to set up like you're going to do a lateral bound, right? You've done these before, I'm sure, in the gym.
Yeah.
So, but a little bit differently here on the golf skater side. What you're going to do is you're going to put your trail foot up toward your lead.
Okay.
You're going to jump as far back as you can, land, and then immediately jump as far back as you can to the left, and that's it.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be one rep. So it's going to be jump to the right and then explode to the left.
Okay.
All right, let's see it. Does that feel different to you at all?
I feel a little bit more like load on the right.
Okay, so let's do a couple more. Make sure you feel that like max load on the right.
Okay.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to start moving here. I like it. Let's do it again. Okay. All right. Now, do you feel that sensation during your golf swing typically?
Not really.
We need to. Okay? We need to in a major way. Like as soon as the club starts coming away, you need to feel that same sensation that you're using to jump toward me. And you feel it kind of like, it feels like load to you.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good way to think about it.
Okay.
Okay, good job. All right, Max, so here's drill number 2 in your protocol. So we just did those skaters. You're gonna do 8 reps of those.
Okay.
Now we're gonna start to put these into golf swings and try to maintain that feel. And for you kind of described it as getting more load on toward that inside of your trail foot.
Yep.
So I'm gonna give you a red SuperSpeed club. Now we use the heavier one for these drills, mainly because it's gonna exaggerate all of these feels you're gonna get on the ground, okay? Now, this drill is called step back swings,
Okay.
all right? Okay. Feel a little bit,
It feels pretty good.
talk to me, okay?
Yeah, I like it.
You feel like you got that? You got that feel so far?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, now we're gonna hit a couple shots with it.
All right.
Okay, very good. So that's second drill.
Okay.
We're gonna move on now to third drill in the program.
Okay.
All right, so the next drill we're gonna do, we're gonna go back to the SuperSpeed Club, and we're gonna do what we call a rocker drill.
Okay.
All right? So you're gonna kind of push back and forth a little bit. Yeah. So you're feeling, and I want you to make sure that you keep that same feel you got with those other drills on that inside of that trail foot, like that kind of load into the inside.
Yep.
All right? Let's do 3 here. And you can swing whenever you feel like you really got that pressure really pushing hard into that foot. Yeah. All right, let's do 2 more. And it's fine if like your feet actually come off the ground a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I love it. Okay, good job. Now we're gonna do that and hit a couple shots. Ooh, that one sounded centered up.
I hit that decent.
That's the next drill.
Okay.
Nothing crazy here so far, right?
Yep.
All right, next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab this little force pedal.
Okay.
Go ahead and set up into your driver stance. So where you're gonna hit. You can either use the red club or the driver for that. Where we're gonna put this, if you lift that inside of the heel up, I'm gonna put it about halfway under your foot, kind of back toward the heel. So now step down. Now notice, that's gonna kind of roll your foot up in the way we don't want it to go, right?
Yeah.
So what I want you to feel, and we can use this to start, and then we'll hit some shots like this. I want you to feel like as that club's coming back, and you can do that little counter rotation if you want, but as soon as that club is starting to move back, you are trying to smash that thing through the ground, okay? Smash into that as hard as you can as you're going back. All right, let's hit a couple shots. For these drills, I'm not that concerned about seeing the numbers, right?
Yeah,
I just want you to focus on what does that feel like, and did you feel like you were smashed into that hard as the club was coming back? We'll worry about seeing results here in a second, but right now just focus on that feel, get that load into the inside of that foot as hard as you can. How'd that one feel?
Pretty good.
Okay. All right, Max, so our next drill is going to be called lead ball force pedal smash. What that basically means is we're going to be putting one of our mini force pedals under the ball of your lead foot.
Okay.
And as you're making your swing, so like as the swing transitions, you're going to literally try to push this thing through the ground.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and throw that here. So where you want it is about 3/4 of the way under the foot on the ball of your foot.
All right.
I'm going to give you that red club here, and we're going to make 3 swings, and you can really start to push some speed into these. But I want you to feel like you are literally pushing that toward me, okay, and down as hard as you possibly can as you're transitioning. Kind of like you're doing with the jump, right? Same kind of feel as with the jump. All right, here we go. Good. Push into that hard. Okay, cool. Let's make a few swings here. Okay, good. Now again, I'm not expecting this to just feel like automatically different yet. We're just first time doing it, right?
Yep.
So now we're gonna go put both of these down.
Okay.
This is gonna be sort of the review portion of today's assignment. So we're gonna have those. I need you to get set up the way you like, with that one kind of more toward the heel. Go a little more toward the heel here. Okay. Perfect. And that one under the ball. Nice. Okay. 3 practice swings, just let it rip. So the same feel. You can do a little counter rotation if you want. I want smash here and then smash more toward me and toward the ball in the front foot. Cool. So that's double smash. We're going to hit 3 balls with that. Okay, cool. Let's get those force pedals out of there. Now we're just going to do our 3 shots.
Okay. With the feels?
Yeah. I mean, trying to do what you're doing there. That same feel, that trail side smash, and then trying to get more of that kind of push down into that front foot. Ooh, that sounded pretty good.
That was good.
On the lead side stuff, do you have a feel that you can describe it yet?
I'm just trying to feel like pushing into the ground and the inside toe. Perfect.
Inside toe. I love it. So we're gonna feel load, right?
Yeah.
Inside toe.
Yeah.
Let's go have these guys up here real quick. really good job. I know we could probably run through those drills again too if you want, but this is definitely something that I think gives you some opportunity for some big numbers.
Okay.
Okay?
Cool.
All right, Max, so we just went through some of those drills to work on kind of lateral force on the trail side.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get into the stuff that really is meat when it comes to how much, force production we can get off the lead side. First thing we're going to do is something we call a reverse jump.
Okay.
Give me a vertical jump that we call a reverse jump or a golf jump.
So down, then up?
It's confusing, right?
Yeah.
Let's just work it out. So your arms have to go up as you're going down, and then you got to have them go down as you go up. Okay, good. Try to make your jump force your arms down.
Okay.
Better. So now we're going to do this with our trusty med ball. Good. Nice. Does that feel different?
A little bit, yeah.
Big time, right?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't look the same at all from the first one that you were doing.
Yeah.
Next one is even more fun. Now for this one, what you're going to be doing with this side is you're going to be feeling like you're jumping more off of your lead side than your trail side. So it's going to look like this. You're going to bring the ball up sideways, and then I want you to feel like your lead side's kind of is dominant on the jump. It's not easy, right?
No.
Yeah. That one feel different?
A little bit, yeah. I feel like I got it released a little earlier.
Like the timing was a little better, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, timing of when these forces happen is
Huge.
incredibly important to their actually creating power, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do you feel like you do that in your golf swing normally?
Not a whole lot, no.
All right, good. Well, you're about to.
Okay.
All right, good work. All right, Max, we're in the home stretch. So we already did those ground force training drills. Now we're going to really look at just some raw overspeed training. So
Okay.
we're going to be doing our level 2 protocol with our SuperSpeed clubs. You're just using the men's set. Pretty standard stuff here.
Okay.
So first things first, I got a PRGR back there so you can see that.
Yep.
How fast do you think you should be able to swing that green club?
Probably somewhere in the 120s.
Okay, I think it should be more than that. So let's go ahead and give this some go.
All right.
You can still kind of remember those feels we did through the ground force stuff, but now the goal is just make this thing move as fast as possible. So and some of that can be trial and error. So let's go ahead and do 3 swings here, dominant side.
Okay.
So let it rip. Okay, good. Let's go turn around and do non-dominant side now. All right, I'm going to give you the blue club.
Okay.
Non-dominant. So eventually we're going to want to see those non-dominant swings a little faster.
Okay.
Nice. Interesting. Nice. 3 non-doms. Okay. Now, the next drill you're going to do, we're going to do that step back drill that we just did, okay? So feet together, and then you're going to step back. Okay, let's just do 1 non-dom here. And now we're going to just do some modified reps here. Just 1 rep on the dominant side here with that. Hard to do it on that side, huh?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Coordination's off a little bit.
It's okay. Again, drills that are easy, probably you're already good at. So now we're going to do our step change of direction swings. I mean, it's probably the most classic drill that we have at SuperSpeed Golf.
Yep.
It's kind of the opposite of the step back, right?
Okay.
Feet together. You can still do the little bit of counter rotation, but you're going to actually step and transition as you go forward.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Just 1 on the non-dominant side here. All right, good. Let's just do 1 rep on the blue and the red here.
Okay.
Take a little breather, green club. So all these protocols always end with 3 dominant side swings, normal stance, where we're really just trying to max it out.
Right.
So you know your feels, and make that club move as fast as you can. Okay, excellent. Okay, again, we're not going to go through like a ton of data. I really don't want to do that. I think it's just something that coaches overdo with players all the time. But I want to go back to just some of the ones that we did.
This morning.
Yeah, just some of the ones we did when we were warming up, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I think those are pretty good numbers to just start with.
Yeah.
So if we look at those, like I'm kind of going through here, we were right around that like 112, 113 club speed,
170 ball.
170 ball speed, probably about our average, okay? So we had some good ones during the training, but, I always like to look at the ones we did like after the training so that when you're trying to put it together. And would you describe yourself right now as like super high energy, or are you a little tired?
I'm pretty tired.
Yeah, you're pretty tired. You're beat, right? Well, here were the ones that we just did there. So first one out of the gate, I don't think you hit this as solid as you can, but it was 117.5 club speed. So that's already up like 5.5, 174.5 ball speed.
Yeah.
This one was the one that you hit the most solid. Yeah. So 175 ball speed. Last one, another 117, 175. So again, like, there's a lot there. Like, I think I'll put this together formally for you so you have it all, but I think we're really looking at targeting right around that 180 ball speed number here in the next few months. Yeah. So, good work, man.
Cool.
You killed it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.